Hello, it's Crystal Diaz here back with another song tutorial. This one is a song that is written by Billie Eilish and Phineas. It's called Birds of a Feather. I have received many requests to do this tutorial, and actually it is one that I've been wanting to do for some time. It's not only a fun song to sing, but like many of Billie Eilish's songs, there are a lot of nuances that are very enjoyable once you kind of get down and really listen to some of the vocal textures and some of the phrasing choices that she has in her songs. It's really fun to analyze and dive into and experience in your own voice as well. So it's a fun song to do. But also, this song gives us a lot of opportunities to practice our rhythm and the coordination of our breath. So I'm going to be focusing a little bit on that as I go through this tutorial. And of course, as with all of my tutorials, this is not about what I think you should sound like or what proper singing should sound like. That is very subjective, very interpretive. That's the beauty of music, creativity, and the arts. So think of this as more of a suggestion or points to become aware of or points to note as you are practicing that could be fun to work on. And hopefully the idea here is that as you are working on your own cover version and you're following this tutorial, you can it can spark ideas, unique ideas for your own interpretive versions as well. All right, so let's dive in. So the first line of the song comes in after in a short intro that's just a bar and a half. So it's going to count like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. I want you to stay. Right. So then it comes in right after that 1, 2 of the second bar. Previously, I did a tutorial on Billie Eilish's "What Was I Made For," and in that song, you can hear that her voice has takes on this very diffused, textured, very ethereal quality. I call it the diffused core sound. That's just my own terminology and how I would describe that. In this song here, she does take on some softness, but it's very different. You can tell just the way that it sounds, just the soundscape of it, that it's quite different from how she sang "What Was I Made For." So I really like hearing the differences in terms of her vocal texture that I feel like is really apparent in this particular album. So in this first line, it is a little bit on a softer side, but it's not super diffuse. So she's not going, "I want you to stay." It's not that kind of diffuse sound, but there is a little bit of that softer tone in it. And so you can hear how she sings the word "I." There's a little bit of an H there. So you can try that too. I want you to stay. And the word "stay" has 2 notes on it. Stay. The next line also a little bit diffused in the beginning. Till I'm in the grave. You can hear us in the, that one is more articulated. And the grave again has that subtle 2-note bump there. Grave. I think it's so easy to miss. You can listen to the song and just think it's till I'm in the grave. And then that's it, because the notes are correct. But what I want to highlight here is that it's not just about hitting the notes. It's like, how are you going to do it? There are so many different ways that you could do it. The next line here, it is similar in terms of its pattern. It's a little bit softer edge in the beginning, and then it has that punchier quality at the tail end of this same phrase. So you can see that the slash points, the black slash points there, those are, or the slash marks rather, those are the breath points that you will need to take. Now, these little blue V's here are a little bit different. They are, from what I can hear, breath points. But they are different from the slashes, because the slashes are like when you get to that point, you need to breathe. But these blue little V's here are more stylistic choices. So that's one of the things that I really like about the song. And it's the first thing that I noticed when I heard it, that she's using the breath point, like the sound of the breath, as a rhythmic tool, it feels like, or as a stylistic tool. Till I rot away, dead and buried. It's so subtle, but can you hear I'm taking little sneak breaths? They're like bounce breaths, right? So they're not functional breath, if that makes sense. Functional breathing, how I would interpret that would be I need to breathe, right? But this one is stylistic breath. So we can differentiate it in that way. Till I rot away, dead and buried. So it's almost like you're panting, but you're not gasping for air. Okay, so I don't want you to think it's like dead and buried, because you're going to hyperventilate. So we don't want that. You're going to get super lightheaded. I think this is a really interesting stylistic choice, because as a vocalist, if you were to sing this song from beginning to end, it just feels really different because it changes the way you are breathing. Because if I were to sing this line, till I rot away, dead and buried, and I sing it that way, I'm not taking that breath, I could take a bigger breath in the beginning because I know that I'm holding the breath for a little bit longer. But if I'm going to say to myself, hey, I'm going to choose to try this as a stylistic technique, then in the beginning of that phrase, I'm going to take less breath. If I breathe in too much air, it's going to feel really awkward for me to take 3 more quick breath points in the same phrase. So if I go, I have a big breath, till I rot away, dead, and can you hear, it's kind of like your tank is full, but then, you're going to squirt a little bit more gasoline into the tank just to top it up. So instead of feeling like you have to go, and take that full breath, you take a tiny one because you're going to need to leave a little room to take those additional stylistic bounce breaths in between. Till I rot away, dead and buried, dead and buried. That's the little bounce breaths there. The next line here, till I'm in the casket you carry. So you can see that little bounce breath, one of them is in between, casket is in between the two syllables of one word. You might find that you have to go over this a few times to catch it because, again, you're not going to feel like you need to take that breath. So it's going to be a very intentional choice that you're making as you're singing. The next line here, I put the if in brackets just as a reminder that it's not 2 separate words really, because it's almost like the 2 words are in one note. If you go, I'm going to, because there's no time to sing. If you go, I'm going to. It's not that. It will sound really clumsy if you try to articulate that if very clearly. So don't try to do that. And then it goes, huh? It's just one note. The next line here is, 'cause it was always you. So the you is similar to the to, but in what I can hear is the you has a little bit more of a trail off at the end. You comes back down slightly there. Then you can take a breath, and then it goes, all right. It's a sound effect rather than an all right. It's not that. It's all right, like that. Next line here, you can see those little bounce breaths are coming back in. And if I'm turning blue, please don't save me. The next line here, which is the last line of this verse, I would use the letter N of the word nothing to kick off the phrase. So I would emphasize it like this. Nothing. Because you've just done, and if I'm turning blue, please don't save me. Nothing. It's kind of nice to bring up the energy a little bit. I'm not going, nothing left to lose. And I'm also not going, nothing left to lose. I'm not going that far. Nothing left to lose without my baby. So it gives me something to work against. And at the end there's a little bit of a trail off. Baby. All right, now that we've learned the first verse, let's go ahead and sing it together with Billie Eilish. And so remember, it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. I want. It comes in after that second 1, 2. All right, here we go. Done. Let's go ahead and learn the next section of the song. In this next section of the song, we can see those little bounce breaths represented by that blue V, those bounce breaths really making an appearance here. So the first line here goes, birds of a feather, and actually it's all the same note. But what we don't want is to sound like this. Birds of a feather, because that just sounds robotic, right? So we want to stylize it a little bit too. Birds of a feather. One easy way that you can add some styling to this is to highlight those Fs. Of a feather, of a feather. Even if you just speak that a couple times, you can feel how that changes the way you're phrasing it. Birds of a feather. That's very robotic and straight. But if you go, birds of a feather, of a feather. So I'm really actually articulating those Fs it's hard to describe this in words, but hopefully as I'm pinpointing this out in this tutorial here, you can, the goal here is to tune your awareness so that you can start hearing and picking up on these little subtleties that actually make a really big difference stylistically. Okay, so it goes, birds of a feather, and those bounce breaths here, we should stick together. So again here, should stick to, that's actually all the same note, but we don't want to go, should stick together, I know, right? Because there's no styling in that. Should stick together, I know. So there's a little bit of an accent on the together, I know. Next line here, I said I never. The said is not just, I said I never. Same thing, that's very robotic, but if I go, I said I never, there's a little bit of an accent point on the said. I call this the bouncy voice effect. I said I never think I wasn't better alone, accenting there. The next line here is a little bit longer, so there's no breath marks after the word forever. Can't change the weather. I think she goes, change the weather. So it's a little bit of a bounce on the word change. Can't change the weather. Might not be forever, but if. So forever, but if. Then you take a breath here. Can't change the weather. Might not be forever, but if it's forever, it's even better. So here, you have to practice this a few times because even it took me a couple times to be like, oh wait, she takes another little sneak breath there too. You don't have to do it this way, okay? But it's fun to try it because it's almost like experiencing something new in your voice and seeing how it fits, seeing how it may change the outcome. Every little change that we make in our voice in terms of how we express ourselves can have a completely different outcome, even subtle changes. So because this line is a little bit longer, let me slow that down so that we can sing it together. Can't change the weather, might not be forever, but if it's forever, it's even better. Okay, so that's where those little bounce breaths are. Play with that and see how that feels in your voice. Record yourself, listen back, and try doing it without and notice the difference and see which one you like better. All right, so now we've actually done the pre-chorus, and then the next part here is the chorus part. I don't know what. So before we go into that, let's go ahead and sing the pre-chorus with Billie Eilish.
Nothing left to lose without my baby. Birds of a feather, we should stick together. I know I said I'd never think I wasn't better alone. Can't change the weather, might not be forever, but if it's forever, it's even better. And I don't know what I'm.
All right, let's move on to the chorus. So for the first line of this first chorus here, you can hear that the and is not really fully articulated. It's almost like just an n. So it's like, I don't, almost like a I don't know what I'm crying for. So there is a little bounce breath after the word I'm. So I want you to think about linking those two words, what and I'm, together to prepare for that bounce breath. Okay, this is if you want to have that bounce breath in there, because you could just go, and I don't know what I'm crying for. You could sing it there and then, sing the whole line like that and then take a breath after, but try this way, just for fun. And I don't know what I'm crying. So there's what I'm, and then you take that breath. So you might have to practice that a few times just to coordinate it. And that's why I think this song is a great practice song for coordinating your breath and coordinating your phrasing in a stylistic way. The next line here is a little bit more complex. So let me break it down. And there are some choices you're gonna have to make here. So first up, that word, I don't think I could, sounds like this. I don't think I could. So if you notice the word, when I sing the word think, it's not just I don't think. It's not just one note. It's I don't think. It's almost like I'm going da-da. It's really quick, two notes there. I don't think I could. And I link the think to the I. The K of the think to the I. I don't think I could. And then that helps me to prepare for the little breath that happens after that. I don't think I could. And then you take a breath there. That is a functional breath because the next line here, how she sings it, well, let me sing it first. It goes, love you more, more. So it's 2 bounces on the same note, more, and then there's 2 notes down. Now, if you sing it that way, you're not going to have time to sing the full, it might not be long, but. Because if you listen to the recording, it's an overlap. So, more, it might. It's actually an overlapped track in this part of the song. The option 1 is to sing the more, so the 2 double bounce and the 2 note trailing off of the word more, but then you won't have time to sing it. Okay, so this is option 1. I don't think I could love you more, might not be long, but baby, I personally would not do that because it just feels unnecessarily clunky for me as I'm singing that. All right, so that's option 1. Option 2 is to shorten the ad-lib part for the word more. So instead of going more, so bounce, bounce, and then 2 notes down, you just do the double bounce. So you just sing more. And if you do it quick enough, you will actually have time to sing it might not, the it of the next line. Okay, so let me demonstrate that. Option 2. I don't think I could love you more. It might not be long, but baby, So if you do it quickly, you can articulate it might not. You can catch the it of the next line. Okay, so that's option 2. Option 3 is just to not sing the ad-lib at all in the word more. So you just simplify the whole thing. I don't think I could love you more. It might not be long, but baby, So you could just do that. So that's just a simplified version of the whole thing. Try all 3 of them, and you can choose which one feels better for your voice. The next line here, the tone is definitely a lot more pressed in, so it's a lot more anchored in here. You can hear that the tone, the choice that she's made here is, the effect is that the voice is a lot more solid, right? So it's not, I love you till the day that I die, which you could totally still do if you want to. And by the way, this is a B4. So that is right in the middle of the first bridge for a typical female vocal range. Okay, so right in the middle there. So it can be a tricky spot. So one way to practice is just going, love, speaking up there first, love you, I love you. If you can match what I'm doing, you're actually already vocalizing that note. Love you, I love you. It's like you're tricking your system into being able to sing full out in what would typically be a challenging part of the vocal range. The word die here, it is a glide down. It's like a die, yeah. It's a you hold on to that vowel and you glide down. And I really encourage you to try to anchor in on those parts where you hopefully can hear me do it. I love you till the day, like that. I love you till the day that's where I'm really anchoring in. I'm firing up that anchoring feeling in my system. Anchor is a word or terminology that I use with my students. It is not something that you can Google search, really, but I do talk about it in pretty much all of my videos. But if you want to dive deeper, I do have a course available. These terms like core sound, anchor and lean, bouncy voice effect, all of these terms are terms that I typically use with my students. So if you want to learn more about my method of teaching and how I approach breaking down songs just like this one and how I teach it and how I encourage my students to learn songs, consider joining me inside of my Singers Connect membership. All the details are in the description where you're watching this video, or you can go to theonlinevocalacademy.com and you'll have access instantly. You'll have access to my signature course where I go through in painstaking detail all of these key concepts. And of course, there's a whole lot of other benefits of being inside the membership. So if you do want to take that step further with me, then consider joining me inside of Singers Connect so that we can take this conversation a step further. The next line, you're still using the same type of sound quality. So if you were going, love you till the day that I die, if you're singing lightly in that way, stick with that. But if you are singing more pressed in, love you till the day that I die, stay in that same sound. Till the day that I die. So the word die here, that it has a little bit of an ad lib here, so I'll break it down. It goes die. So 2 notes first that are separated out. da, and then she links on two more notes there that are together. Da, I. So da, I. Da, I. And then there's one more note after that. Da, I. So it sounds like this on the piano. Okay. Da, I. Okay, so definitely you want to be anchoring on the till the day and then die. The next line here, till the light leaves my eyes. So the word eyes has another ad-lib, eyes. So 3 notes down, eyes, and then 2 notes up, eyes. And then the anchor points, of course, are till the light leaves, till and light. And I want you, I encourage you to notice how she sings my eye. It's linked together. My eye. Till the light leaves my eyes. And that's a nice way to keep everything tied together or flowing together. The last line of the chorus here, we're coming off of that bridge of the voice, but we still want to maintain that energy that we've built up in this chorus here. Till the day that I die. So the ad-lib here on this particular word here, which only happens once. I think the next time she sings a chorus, she does something different. But here it's die. So she breaks it off. She breaks off the ad-lib with a little H. Die. Die. There's 2 notes there. Die. And then the last little bit goes I die. I know that may sound complicated, but just do it slowly to really tune your ear to those little notes that are happening in that little quick ad-lib there. And then when you're ready, you can speed it up. Sped up, it sounds like this. Till the day that I die. Okay, so you can play around with that one, have fun with it. And now that we've sung this chorus, let's go ahead and sing with Billie Eilish.
Alone, can't change the weather. Might not be forever, but if it's forever, it's even better. And I don't know what I'm crying for. I don't think I could love you more. It might not be long, but baby, I'll love you till the day that I die. Till the day that I die. Till the light leaves my eyes. Till the day that I die. I want you to see.
All right, well done. Let's go ahead and move on to the second verse. Verse 2. I want you to see. Similar to the first line of the first verse, actually. But this, there's a little bit of a It's a very short little sound effect. And then it can be hard to catch. It's a D4, in case you're wondering, is this note here. I want you to see. 3, 4. So there's a 2, 3, 4. That's when you come in. I want you to see. 2, 3, 4. The next line, how you look to me. Me has a me. 2 notes there. Me. And then this is really quick, and it took me a couple tries to hear this one, but it's actually a semitone down. So the in the first one is it's this one. This second it's actually honestly, just it doesn't really matter. I mean, I'm pinpointing it out because I think it's kind of cool, but I don't want you to overthink this and be like, okay, it has to be the semitone. That's kind of beside the point, right? I'm just pinpointing it because it took me a couple listens to be like, oh wait, she's singing a different note there. And then I saw an interview that she did with Phineas, and it's not an interview, that they actually broke down how they wrote the song, which is really fascinating. I'm going to link to it in the description below. It's really interesting to hear the both of them talking about how they wrote it and the choices that they made. So I'll link to it below. But she does talk about this particular as a semitone down. Next line. You wouldn't believe if I told you. So those bounce breaths are coming back in here. The next line here, I actually had to sing it a few times to feel this out. But there is a little bounce breath between would and keep. And you're not, when you're singing this, you're not going to feel like you need to take the breath. But again, it's not a functional breath, it's a stylistic breath. So it goes, you wouldn't believe if I told you. You would keep the compliments I throw ya. Okay, so that's how I'm hearing it in the recording. So you can give it a try, but if it's throwing you off, you can skip that. Okay. The next line. But you're so full of... Okay, so there is an expletive here, which I won't say because we are a family-friendly channel. But you all know what this word is, so you go ahead and sing it. I'll just skip it in this tutorial. But you're so full of... 2, 3, 4. Huh. So I wanted to count that out so you can get a sense of when that huh comes in. And that huh is actually a 1, 2, 3. 3 notes there. The first one is a little bit more extended. Huh. It's very light, and that might actually be challenging to get in itself, but it is worthwhile to practice these little micro ad-libs that are quite delicate. Huh. Because it's easy to just go, huh, and then blur the notes together. But we really want to retain that clarity of those individual notes when we are singing ad-libs, whether we are singing it as oh, like full out, or huh. So it's worth practicing. It's a really versatile technique or versatile stylistic tool to have under your belt. Next line, tell me it's a bit. There's a double bounce on that bit. The ad-lib here is on a word no. She kind of goes no. So 2 notes on the word no, but it's so fast that you almost can't hear it as 2 notes. It's like a glide. No. And then 3 notes trailing off after that. No. So it's almost like you're saying no whoa. No. For the last 2 lines here, you do have those bounce breaths coming back in. Say you don't see it, your mind's polluted. Say you wanna quit, don't be stupid. So don't and be is the same note. Don't be stupid. A bit of a glide up there on the stew of the word stupid. Don't be stupid. All right, we've sung the second verse. So let's go ahead and sing together with Billie Eilish. Well done! Let's move on to the final chorus of the song. For the last chorus here, this first line, it almost sounds like the same tonal quality as how she was singing What Was I Made For, because it goes more into that ethereal sound just for a touch. And similar to how she sang the first chorus, it really isn't a fully articulated and. It's almost like nigh. And I don't know what I'm crying for. Then we take a breath here. The next line, similar in phrasing style to the previous chorus, but it's just a little bit more of that ethereal sound quality. It's a little bit more of that diffused sound quality here. I don't think I could love you more. Might not be long, but baby, I... So you remember before when we were breaking down the first chorus, I said that there were a couple different options here. But here, she doesn't even sing the ad-lib anymore. She extends the more might, and she doesn't even sing it. So we take that out altogether. More might not be long, but baby, I... And then here, there are overlaps. So in the recording, she has her own vocals singing birds of a feather there, but as the lead vocals, you're gonna sing don't wanna say goodbye. You're gonna sing into that. So let's break that section down here. So the don't wanna say has 2 notes there. Don't wanna say goodbye. we're holding up the word bye. Holding out that vowel, ah vowel of the word bye. Goodbye. Take a breath here. We stay on that note. Till the day that I goes up. Till the day that I die. 3 notes coming down on the word die. Really open up that vowel to get that extension of the full spectrum of that sound quality. What you don't want to do is die. Feel like you're squeezing anything there. So really work on opening up that, what I call backspace. Really opening up the mouth here to free up the sound on these held notes. The next line, till the light leaves my eyes, till the light leaves my eyes. Eyes has 2 notes there. Eyes. Take a breath here. Till the day that I die. This part here has 4 notes. Die. And she goes up 1 more note there. If you sing all 4 notes of the word die, of this extended vowel sound here, you won't have enough time to catch the next line after that. So this is a great part to practice. So I would just isolate these notes here on that ah vowel. And slowly work your way. Make sure you're anchoring in. That's really important, and opening up that backspace as well, really optimizing that vowel space, and getting comfortable singing these notes here, and you can practice how she's doing it, singing all 4 notes. But if you were to perform this live, it's kind of hard to catch the next line right away. So if it were me, I would just sing 3. So I would just go, till the light leaves my eyes, till the day that I die. And then I would sing, I knew you in another life. I will have plenty of time to take a breath and to prepare myself for the last few lines of this song. That's what I would do if I were to sing this song live, or if I had backup singers, then I would sing all 4 notes, but then have the backup singer sing "I Knew You in Another Life," and then I, as the lead vocals, will come back in for the last 2 lines there. So you can choose if you want to. I would say practice those 4 notes just for fun, but then if you want to perform it, if you don't have another singer singing "I Knew You in Another Life," then I would just do 3 of the word die. Die! And then hold that, take a breath. I knew you in another life. Here, the only difference is that she doesn't sing, you had the same. She goes, you had the same look in your eyes. I love you, don't act so surprised. So it's not on the beat, it's a little bit after the beat. So altogether, it would sound like this. I knew you in another life. You had the same look in your eyes. I love you, don't act so surprised. All right, so we've sung the entire song. So let's go ahead and sing this last chorus together with Billie Eilish.
Oh, say you don't see it, your mind's polluted. Say you wanna quit, don't be stupid. And I don't know what I'm crying for. I don't think I could love you more. Might not be wrong, but baby, I don't wanna say goodbye. We should still get it till the light is my eyes. Till the day I die,
Well done. Now you know how to sing the entire song of Billie Eilish's and Finneas's song Birds of a feather. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Be sure to check out the other tutorials that I have on this channel. Subscribe, hit like if you like this. Be sure to leave me a comment. I love hearing from all of you. And if you want to take a step further with me, please consider joining me inside of my membership, Singers Connect membership. You have my access to my full course, my signature course. You also have access to my full exercise library, as well as monthly practice prompts. So you never run out of ideas of what to practice next. And also, we are starting to do monthly live calls now. Once a month, we all get together. I answer all of your questions. We get to have a conversation, and also included inside of the membership as well, you can have access to our mentor coaches who will give you feedback on your posts. So you post your practice inside of the platform, and once a week, we have mentor coaches who will listen to your recordings and give you feedback so that you also know whether you are practicing correctly, and you have expert guidance basically right at your fingertips. So all of this and more is included inside of Singers Connect. All the details of how to join is in the description where you're watching this video. I hope you enjoyed this. Happy singing. I'll see you again next time.